This map, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, this is really just at this point you have to wonder. Now we've seen crazy comebacks in the past in CS. You know, it's not unheard of, but this particular one is going to be awfully tough to come back from. And I bet you Adren is a little shaken right now. Just, I mean,
Did he actually go 0-15?
He went 0-14. So
oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not sure. You know, so he didn't die one round, but he also didn't drop any frags. But that's, I mean, you know, as an experienced LAN player, you say those types of things don't bother you, that you just know you got to overcome those types of adversities.
But it does.
But it does. Yeah. Every player is going to get shaken when they have a half like that. It doesn't really matter who you are.
I mean, I talked to both Mossbeck and Adren after they beat compLexity before they were going into the net match. And Mossbeck knew he had to step it up. He knew he was performing bad, and Adren knew it too. You know, he even said, man, everybody else is performing and I'm not. And that is how it is, how it has been.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, that's just how it works. But you can't win LANs when you have two players performing way under what they're used to performing, like online. Especially against a good team like compLexity, where, like we saw on the stats page, literally every single player on that team is performing at this event. They're all positive. They all have high ADR counts. They're all fragging hard. You know, they're just playing better.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, it really comes down to, and it's not like Adren historically performs poorly at LAN. He usually does very well. In his CS Source days, he was often voted, you know, by the community MVP of those LANs, and now we're seeing it here in Go. And this is true for most players. They're not the players they were in their game of choice before coming to Go. And Adren, while still a very solid player, clearly here at this event, not putting up the numbers that he would have or used to in the CS Source days.
Yeah, I mean, he's taken a whole new role being a rifler. He barely ever touches a sniper anymore, and he was definitely, like, him and AZK used to be voted, like, top oppers in the world in Counter-Strike Source at one point. I think, like, one article did, like, a top 10, and they were 2 of the top 10. Meanwhile, AZK, on the other hand, has transitioned very well into Go. But like we said, you know, AZK and Anger have been performing really well. Scoodle's also, you know, had some really big plays and has done pretty well at this event as well. But yeah, Adren and Mossbeck are just not where they need to be for their team to be successful. Meanwhile, compLexity's whole roster is just doing well. I mean, I guess, you know, we saw there in that first half, Simphus was a little bit behind, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he had 2 players almost dropping 20. It's kind of hard to get frags when that's happening. So yeah, just overall, compLexity is just like a fine oiled machine. They're just running perfect. Meanwhile, it's like Curse has a flat tire. They still have movement, but it's just not going the way they want to. It's rough.
Yeah, and nothing, you know, it was really tough for them to try to execute. It is clear that anything they tried to execute, compLexity just seemed to have their number. It was really, I mean, it was just like, okay, Curse is trying to do this. They're throwing good flashes. They're putting good smokes up. And compLexity was always just right there in the right spots, played the right angles, you know, and we saw it time and time again. So we'll see if compLexity has something up their sleeves for these pistol rounds. I mean, these are the sort of ones you want to just put it away quick. So why don't you know, run something on pistol round, get yourself your wins, and get out of here and move on to the next map with a good feeling. Don't let Curse come back into this. That's the other thing. As compLexity, yeah, you're way ahead and you want to win this convincing. Make sure you don't let Curse back into it at all, though. You don't want to end this with a 16-10 when you're up 13-2. You want to end this in the next 4 rounds because you want to be able to say, yeah, we dominated throughout. You don't want to put any doubt in your mind that, hey, we didn't play well towards the end of that match. You don't want to give up those 8 to 10 rounds right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hiko's going to have some words for me after this one. We have kind of a standing joke where Hiko always assumes that I favor Curse over compLexity every time they play against each other. Which isn't true. I totally love to see both of them do well. You know, I guess that's just kind of like a pride for your country type thing. And Curse kind of already had their chance at NIP today, and it didn't work out. So I think I would kind of like to see compLexity have their chance. NIP's such a great team, and North Americans rarely get a chance to play against them, so maybe we'll see something different. But compLexity has to finish this one first and then move on to map number 2 and finish that as well, as they already are doing very well in this pistol round, taking full control of B. Lost 1 player in the mix, but the bomb will get planted with no problems. It's up to Curse, AZK, Skadoodle, and Adren to try to make the retake here, as all of them are going to be approaching from CT spawn outside the bomb site. Looks like they're gearing up to go ahead and retake, but Simphus shuts him down at the window. Sean Gears gets one as well. AZK gets a couple, but in the end, Hiko is able to end it. And so it is now 14-2. You know, like I said, I really didn't know which team would win this because I think they're pretty close, and the last set kind of proved that with that Inferno overtime session that we saw. But I definitely didn't think it was going to be 14-2 in either one's favor.
No, I mean this is not generally what we've seen when the player bases on these two teams have met in both the regular season and playoffs in the past, and here it's always been very, very close, and this is not something we're used to seeing here. That said, we expect to see compLexity here pick this up rather quickly now, as compLexity, again, putting some pressure on B, and then they're just, look at them, they're running here long now with no one even close to A, which they knew was going to, wow, it doesn't even matter. What I was saying is you know, they knew that Curse was going to have to do a quick rotate if they wanted to try to shut down the round. So they put the pressure on to B, forced a quick rotate, and then go ahead and take it long. Ended up not mattering, able to take them out with their P90s and whatnot over in the B bomb site anyways. So one round away from moving on to the second map, which is DE Inferno, another map that historically not particularly good for Dynamic. So we'll see if compLexity can finish this up now, as Curse obviously buying up to try to win.
Yeah, absolutely. They have no choice. Like, literally. They have to try to win something here, but nothing. Just too strong at long A. Getting those two headshots. Hiko immediately gets one himself. Anger getting shut down by Hiko on the catwalk. Mossbeck, last man standing. Sean Gears takes him down. Flawless round to end that half. 16-2 overall score. And even though compLexity was beaten by Curse, you know, earlier on, in a close Inferno match, and then kind of a skunk out on Cash. Completely different story in this set. Waxes Curse 16-2, and they started on the side that typically most people think is at the disadvantage, and they were still able to pull out a 16-2 victory. So if there was any doubt, you know, about compLexity versus Curse, a lot of people before this event started said that Curse was on a whole nother level. No, you know, compLexity's right there, and they just proved it.
Yeah, it just came down to compLexity that entire time just looked like they were executing everything they wanted to, just that much better than Curse. Their retakes, their rotations, everything was perfect compared against what Curse was trying to accomplish. So it worked out great for them. They were able to get a huge win, and that's a big, big momentum thing for them to be able to go ahead and move into this next match or map with all of that momentum, obviously shaking Curse up a bit, I imagine, especially someone like Adren, who did perform really, really poorly that match. He's going to be wondering, what can I do in the next map to give us a chance?
Well, let's take a look at it this way. Inferno's next. Inferno is something that Adren said was Curse's strongest map, or at least they felt really strong on it. Last time these two teams played on Inferno was just earlier this event, earlier today. It went to 2 overtimes, and Curse was able to finally win it. But the problem is this is going to be the test for Curse. But they lose really bad in the first map. You have to be able to keep your composure, throw that out the window, and focus on this next one. We have to see if they're capable of doing that. You know, most of those players are LAN season veterans. They played a lot of Counter-Strike Source LANs, as well as playing a few CSGO LANs. So you would hope that they had that experience to just go ahead and throw that out and really focus on this map and try to do well. But at the same time, even if you are in the back of your head, you just know you just got waxed.
Right.
And outclassed and on almost every level on that last map, getting beat 16-2, and that's really tough to swallow. And move on and try to just still perform at your best and hope that you can contend in the second map and press the series on. So we'll just have to wait and see if that can happen. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have some stuff. What's that? Oh, yeah, check out the tweet there. Remember that you can hit us up at ESEA.net on Twitter. And we will post those tweets on there, and there you can see the top players so far at the LAN. Get right, not too surprising. Forrest, also not surprising. Anger, though, I know Anger in the past has struggled at some LAN events, and he's even said that, and to be in third place at this event is definitely very good. Hiko, not surprising to be right there, and Nothing, of course, also doing very well. So with that, we are going to take a quick break, but then we will come back for Inferno to finish map 2 of the set.
party begins. What are we doing differently at this ESEA land? Well, I feel like each ESEA season we try to up the production value of the stream.
So tighten these up, basically. You put this table in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't care. You'll set up the tables.
We've got one stream going on this time as opposed to two. We're going to combine our resources. We're going to do one primary caster area right here. And then we have a round table that's going to feature players along with two other casters that are going to be watching the match kind of from the sidelines. And then we're going to have other players come in and kind of do interviews and kind of discuss what happened in the match that we can throw to versus just running ads over and over again.
Who are you calling Larry?
The internet company,
Why?
because the internet sucks.
No, I think we're square. We've got a lot of, again, things are moving. It's now James will work to aggregate everything, get in the right place for everyone, and just those last graphical pieces are the time-sensitive element to confirm. So.
Yes. 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 Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
You gotta lift it up. There you go.
Let's see what he says. He's gonna be like,
What are you doing, Ronak?
yelling at Craig's lover and business partner.
Gen Q. Enjoyment matters.
second map of compLexity versus Curse. Obviously, compLexity dominating in the first map, winning 16-2. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the stats so far for these players at the LAN playoffs here. So far, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Curse first. As we look over this, we see, obviously, Anger, we mentioned, doing very, very solid this entire LAN. And now this is quite the difference compared to what we saw of compLexity. When we saw compLexity, we saw everyone in the positive for that team. We look over here at Curse, we've got Todd positive, and then everyone else negative. Now AZK, just one negative. He's right around there on that bubble. But that was a very tough map for them.
Yeah, AZK and Skadoodle have done well pretty much the rest of the event with the exception of that last one. As we look at the compLexity scorecard, and yet again, the points proven, everyone on that roster positive. Look how much damage Hiko, Nothing, and Swag are doing right now. The ADR and the KD ratio for them is just amazing for an Atlanta event like this. And, you know, Simphis not too far behind, and neither is Sean Gares. You know, they're just doing a great job. What more can you ask of them?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just been a solid performance for all of them so far, and I know that they really want a chance to take on NIP.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like you said, Curse had their shot. They didn't perform particularly well, and right now, at this moment in the LAN, compLexity is playing at that other level. You know, everyone's saying Curse is at another level when we came into this, and now you look at compLexity, and they right now after that map, they look like the team that's on another level. They just played very, very solid on that last map. Now we'll see how that transitions into the next map. I mentioned this is historically a map that Curse has had some issues on. So we'll see if they can sort of hedge those issues as they take on compLexity here.
Yeah, this is the map that eliminated them from DreamHack Summer. Lost both of their matches there on this map. They had a tough time against NIP on this map just a moment ago. Yet, you know, Dren says it's one of their stronger maps for whatever reason that may be. He knows more about his team than I do, obviously. And the last time that they played compLexity on this match was earlier today, and it was a double overtime match. So I expect it to hopefully be close. If Curse can shake off that rough loss that they just got handed, then I think it could still be very close. Curse would certainly want it to be in their favor, obviously. They want to press the set to a third map. And I'd kind of like to see a third map, to be honest. It would be cool to see these two teams play out on Train, which is the last map of the set if we do need it. But as dominant as compLexity looked in that first map, if they keep that momentum and that morale from the first map while Curse struggles and shows weakness, then, you know, compLexity could put this one away in 2 maps. I think that the truth is like we said earlier, compLexity's roster, most of their players have shown to have really strong LAN performances, whereas Curse has been really dominant online, but at some events have kind of faltered a bit. They looked really strong early on, but then after that NIP loss and then after that first map loss, they're starting to look like they may be struggling a bit.
Yep. Well, it looks like LO3 has been initiated on this match, so we are getting ready. We are on the final restarts here as Curse is on the CT side. So if there's anything that's given them a bit of advantage to kind of turn it around and gain some momentum is that they get a start on their CT side, and if they can get the good CT side, which we've talked about, Inferno has been a little bit more of a terrorist-sided map. If they have a very, very solid CT side here, then they have a good shot to move in and win this map.
Well, compLexity does have the Glocks, though, and like we said, the Glock's definitely a very powerful gun. We said it time and time again. We'd probably actually beat it to death, to be honest, but we'll just have to see how it plays out in this round. Curse would certainly love to get a pistol under their belt to give them some type of comfort in a map that they need to win, or they will be going home. As we are watching to see here, and you're getting a little bit aggressive at mid, gets a lot of information, and actually is doing a fair amount of damage to a couple of the compLexity players right there. Bomb has actually been dropped in alt mid. Simphis will go ahead and recollect that. compLexity just kind of holding up in mid right now. 4 players in the mid area. Hiko taking control of apartments and clearing out bedroom as well as boiler. Spots 1 down the balcony. Meanwhile, Nothing has landed a shot there and gotten himself a pick onto Anger. And so now we are going to see Curse have to try to hold here at the A bomb site. That is what it takes to be. They're all going arch side. Dren's actually hidden pretty well in the graveyard, so he could definitely be a factor in this round. But it's starting to, no, never mind. Hiko and Nothing able to get those frags. So compLexity looking like they're going to have a flawless pistol round unless AZK and Mossbeck can make something happen. Mossbeck certainly struggling this event. Would be nice for him to make a play, but it's not going to happen there. All up to AZK at this point with the 5-7, and he gets shut down, and Curse has a flawless pistol round, not dropping a player and continuing the momentum from the last map.
Yeah, you know, and that's gonna, like I said, Curse really wanted to be able to turn this and take advantage of it right now and gain some momentum. They haven't been able to do that, and now they lose these pistol rounds, and all of a sudden they're just going to feel like they're coming in from a map they just got dominated on, and all of a sudden they start losing the rounds right away in this map. It's hard to shake that, you know, it's hard to start fresh when you immediately start losing rounds again.
Right. So this is going to be round number 2 on map number 2. Here for compLexity, of course, going ahead and buying up a couple of AKs as well as a few SMGs, just doing that mix buy. They like to do that a lot. As we are going to see Curse bring a few pistols, just kind of have to play with the pistols here. AZK geared up at the sandbags. He's going to have Mossbeck backing him up inside the B bomb site. AZK going to try to chase down a frag here, but get caught by the support player Swag at the back of Banana. All the 3 of compLexity's players are going to be at Banana. Hiko and Semphis is still kind of working that alt mid and apartments area. Anger and Skadoodle are stacking Arch side. They have given up the truck side, while Mossbeck and Adren continue to try to hold some type of semi-aggressive play at Banana. Not falling, they're still kind of staying at the entrance, not falling back into the site or anything like that just yet. compLexity is going ahead and sniffing out mid at this point, and nothing actually does go ahead and get the pick onto Anger, but Skadoodle is still hiding. He's actually boosted on top of this balcony. He's able to pop off 2 huge frags there before getting taken down. Definitely caught compLexity off guard, especially with that silencer, but he does get taken down anyway, but after doing just a little bit of damage. So we're waiting to see if anything else can come of this from Curse, but Mossbeck's now left alone in a 1 versus 3 with just the Silence USP against some AKs and a MAC-10 from Semphis, so certainly not going to be easy, but he actually does take Semphis out with a pretty nice headshot there with the USP. Bomb is ticking away, though, and he's going to spot another one towards Pillars, and it's not going to favor him that time around. Hiko will get the kill, and compLexity will put up now 2 rounds against Curse to start off this map.
Yep, and, you know, it's not surprising after losing the first one, and we're going to go ahead and see. And Curse, again, buying on this 3rd round here, as CT is buying up these FAMASs. I think they really are at the point where they need to stop the losing of rounds. They need to get a win under the belt, so they're going ahead and buy up the FAMASs here, which they're hoping to catch compLexity off guard, but compLexity all has AKs on them, so it really doesn't matter. So, you know, interesting 3rd round buy here. I'm not sure how it's going to play out since they are facing the AKs of compLexity.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. They did go ahead and buy up early, like you said, with the FAMAS buy, trying to make something happen. See teams do this sometimes. It's a bit of a gamble. They'll have to save if they lose, of course, but like I said, they're just kind of rotating which round they save. Rather than saving round 3, they'll have to save round 4. So trying to see if they can get something early going on, but all of compLexity have AKs this time around, so it's going to make things difficult. They're not going to catch any compLexity players with an SMG or a Galil or anything, so they're definitely at a huge disadvantage with firepower at this point. We do see compLexity players just slowly working up mid, taking control of Boiler and apartments right now as well. Adren just hide behind the first pillar here with the FAMAS, able to step out and get 1 frag. Skadoodle gets 1 too. Adren with the 2nd one. There is going to be 1 player apartments. It's going to be Hiko, who actually did make his way inside of the pit, trading some shots with Skadoodle. He's going to get the better of it. Sean Garrett's also picking up 1, so this round's coming back over to compLexity after what looked like a decent decent hold by Curtis over at the A-bomb site. Sean Garrett's edging his way around mid right now. He does spot 1, I believe, towards Arch. Meanwhile, Mossbeck just kind of hiding inside of the cubby. Sean Garrett will actually take the bomb now, apartments, since Hiko does already have control of pit. He feels that is his safest choice to come out Boiler and work truck side. And he'll actually jump down, go ahead and get the plant at the default boxes. Hiko trying his best to hold off. He's already gotten AZK and Mossbeck down to very, very low HP, and Sean Garrett is at full inside of the A-bomb site here. Mossbeck and AZK continuing to challenge. AZK falls now. Mossbeck, last man standing, going to try to edge his way in from Moto. Spot Sean on the site, but unable to land the shot. Going to try to edge his way in there, but it's just too difficult. Hiko got a great angle on him and gets the kill, 3-0, and of course, Curse is going to have to save.
Yeah, and that's where the risk of that FAMAS buy comes into play here. So they lose that one. Like you said, it really just kind of rotates where you have to save if you're to lose it anyway. So they rotate that loss onto the 4th round. Now, however, a little bit of an issue here, as you know, they did that just because I think they want to stop the bleeding. You know, they're at the point now where they really got to try to turn it around. Well, now they're having to save here again, which puts them in a very tough spot, especially depending on how this round plays out.
Absolutely right. As Hiko, though, already going to put a stop there to Anger, who was trying to be a bit aggressive, but of course this is an eco round for Curse. It's to be expected that they will likely lose it, but they're definitely going to have to start fighting back once they do get the guns next round. Otherwise, we could see another DDoS 2 situation that we just saw. I think compLexity had like 6 or 7 unanswered rounds in the first half of the last map, and it's starting to shape up like it might occur here again. So we're just kind of waiting to see how the rest of this plays out. compLexity being slow about it, kind of gearing themselves up for aggression and stuff. I don't know if Sean Garris is having issues. He's kind of just sitting right now. I don't know if he lagged out. We'll find out in a moment. Luckily, it's an eco round from Curse, and so it won't really affect compLexity a whole lot, as they will go ahead and make their way into B and get that bomb planted. But I guess we'll likely see a pause after this round is over. Actually, no, Sean Garris is coming back, so maybe he's good to go. Not really sure what happened there.
Maybe he just had to use the bathroom.
Maybe he just went to go get a glass of lemonade. It's pretty good lemonade at the hotel, actually, at the snack bar. But anyway, I think, like I said, this round's pretty much over. It was an eco from Curse. They're going to try to get some X's. Kaduda was actually able to get one. Oh, my goodness. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh! Take it! Yeah, that's rough. Maybe, hold on, let's think about this for a second. Maybe Sean Garris stood in T-spawn with the smoke out for 30 seconds, not moving, not because his computer messed up, but because he wanted to try to get that ninja knife kill, which he gets $1,200 for or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of money, you get that extra money in your pocket, so, maybe that's the case. But, no matter what, he gets that knife kill, he gets the extra money, and he puts a little bit of burn onto Curse. So, like I said, just making him bleed a little bit more, a knife can do that.
You know what's worse about that knife kill? That was a double left click knife kill. It wasn't even a right click in the back kill. It was literally click, click, real fast.
Yeah.
A little shank action. But this is the next gun round. This is Curse's chance to try to bounce back if they ever needed it around more in their lives in their CSGO career. Now, like we said before, we actually haven't really discussed it a whole lot. We've mentioned it, but, literally this map right here, if compLexity wins, they're going to ESWC in Paris pretty soon. Not only that, but they, of course, have a chance to play the grand final against NIP and win that $20,000 grand prize. Of course, the total prize pool for this LAN was actually almost $40,000 for CSGO. So certainly a lot of money on the line, ESWC qualifier spot on the line, a chance against NIP on the line. So much plays into this set right now between these two top North American teams. They've proven to be the top two after their journey at this LAN so far. And this round is going to be a lot of it here, as we do see compLexity really gearing up to get some pit control, as they're all going to be rushing out of balcony right now. Some trades going off. Adren, though, from the pole pit, able to get one, but it's an equal trade. It's still a 3-on-3, but AZK able to catch a break with the kill. But Sean Garris just pops off, too, and it brings it right back to compLexity. Right when I thought that AZK was bringing it back for Curse, Sean Garris stuffs it. It's up to Skadoodle now. 1 versus 2 with the op. 2 inside the site. Sean Garris actually kind of boosted to his right on top of that box. He's going to slowly walk into the pain. Sean Garris, after a knife kill last round, pops off 3 frags that round. They're looking sharp right now. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. As you can see, Sean Garris with 6 frags, 1 death. Hiko so far perfect, 7 kills, 0 deaths. Everybody else kind of falling in line. And, Curse is definitely struggling right now. Like I said, this is literally deja vu from map 1 almost.
Right. I want to draw attention to the fact that let's watch Hiko's KD as we go through this match, because right now he is just broken. I believe he's plus 85 if I'm doing the math right on his stats. So he is plus 85 on the LAN, which is pretty impressive. So pretty much playing out of his mind the entire LAN so far. So we'll see if he can keep that up. Hopefully I didn't jinx him there.
Yeah. It's weird because I know, like, Kiko's such a good player. He's a monster. But on other teams, there's always been, like, one player that's, like, been the highlight player. It used to be Dazed. And then everybody, of course, knows nothing in Swag. And sometimes people really, like, don't necessarily notice Hiko as much. A lot of people are now,
right.
Especially since he's been always doing well on LAN events. But he's definitely a great player. Don't tell him I said that, though. He'll never let me live it down.
I'm sure he's watching the VOD tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
So he'll know. Tomorrow he'll be pissed.
He should. As we are going to see if Curse can do something this round. They are bought up. And they are going to try to defend this. compLexity working their way up mid. Looking like they're working some good crossfires here. Skadoodle landing the shots right now.
Ooh.
Trying to get something done, but then nothing takes it right back. Nothing with the op. Picking up the op of the Dren. Or excuse me, Skadoodle. And it looks like Curse may finally find themselves a victory here. Unless nothing can just go off with the op, which he has done before actually, but not going to happen for him now. Anger will go ahead and clean up the final frag. And so it will be 5-1, so not allowing any more unanswered rounds. But now they have to do something with that. They need to use that to step back into the match. You know, winning one round every 5 rounds is not going to win you a match. You got to keep it going.
Yep. So, and obviously compLexity not going to be in any sort of pain or concern over their money situation because they do have those wins under the belt. So we've got AKs on all of their backs, I believe. Everyone got an AK, so they will play up, and they're pushing up, putting some aggression here on Banana as Curse is doing the same on their CT side.
Yeah. Equal trade so far, just a 4-on-4 situation at this point. compLexity still just kind of at the back of mid, not really dedicated to anything. Looks like Mossbeck is cheating early over to A due to that trade that took place. He's actually going to play a double arch setup with the Dren while Skadoodle just holds the apartments with an op. AZK will then be the solo B player. And compLexity could or could not choose to try to abuse that. Of course, they don't know for sure if that is the case. But Swag and Simpus are starting to head that direction while Sean Gares is trying to hold Curse at A, using some nice nades and smokes. I think he's actually going to go ahead and press in here, maybe even make a peek. But AZK is going to be the player that we really need to pay attention to because the take is coming his direction. And it's going to be coming pretty quick from all 4 players left from compLexity in about the next couple of seconds. And Swag gets the kill. That means that Curse has to haul it over to Banana and try to do something. There's a smoke up, though, blocking off main. Adren tries to spam through it, but not going to land anything. He will now head into construction. There is one terrorist hiding behind the sandbags. He's about to run straight into him while he's spamming. Oh my goodness, Swag able to get basically a free kill there. Mossbeck and Skadoodle have gotten some frags, so it's to a 2-on-2, but the bomb's ticking. They got to make a move fast. One player is Banana, one player in the dark boxes here to the right. Mossbeck sees that he's there, but misses the shot. Hiko connects both of them, showing us why he's such a dominant player there. 6-1 is the score in favor of compLexity. And it's looking like instead of being just a landslide map, it might just be a landslide set unless Curse can figure something out here very shortly.
Yeah, it's getting to the point here where I'm not really sure what, Curse can do to try to turn this around. It seems like every direction they go, everything they try, compLexity has just had an answer for. And obviously now that compLexity is on the terror side, it seems like everything they're executing just seems to be going in their favor. They're definitely landing more shots than Curse is. We're seeing quite a few whiffs from the Curse team. So,
Has Hiko died yet, by the way?
He has died once.
Okay.
So, but still very, very solid, being 7 rounds in, only dying once, having that 9-1 KD.
Yeah, as we do see a stack from Curse on the Seeker round at Banana, we see 4 people being aggressive. Adren just kind of holds back. Did see Anger was actually able to pick up one, but compLexity knows it's a stack and is just going to go ahead and head over to A, where they're going to be uncontested. They're going to have some nice smokes up on the arch side of mid while they make their way out and plant the default boxes. Going to hold pick control, smoked off Moto. If you can bring up the overview, you can actually see just how well they have stuff smoked off here. Smoking off, like I said, arches and Moto.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, at this point, Curse is just going to try to probably most likely, well, they're going to rotate around and try to take this back, but in the end, it's really going to come down to possibly getting exit frags, I think. I don't see Skadoodle's not even trying to really push in right now. He's actually backing off. Yeah, they were just looking for exit frags.
Yeah, definitely. Even though ATK and the Dren might actually just push out Balcony and try to get something going. But nothing, just dropping him down with the AK. That's 3 frags for him so far. And that'll pretty much tell Skadoodle I just need to take this op and get away.
Yeah, and I thought they might have had a chance. They turned around and got that op shot on it, but having to run away now and not being able to drop that last player there to get the gun out of his hand. But able to get an op and drop 3 of the compLexity players, so a pretty decent eco there for them. But not enough to be able to get the win. So again, looking at the scoreboard here, Skadoodle on top of Curse right now, playing quite well. The rest of his team, not so much. No one else breaking even 5 frags here on the 8th round. Whereas we look over on the compLexity side, and everyone's pretty solid, except for Sempus there down at the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like Curse is trying to change gears and play aggressive Banana, and Mossbeck is actually going to pick up a couple of frags. This is one of the few multi-frag rounds I've seen from him. Maybe that's the sign of something to change for him. He could certainly use it. As they will go ahead and actually win that round. EZK finishes it off with the headshot there onto Simphis. So now 2 rounds for Curse. I mean, if they could win out, still possibly a chance to push this map to a close game and maybe even win it. But compLexity just looks so comfortable. You know, even though they're letting rounds here or there slip from them, they still seem very composed. They're actually going to eco this round, though, so this might give Curse a chance to start to build a comeback on this map. They need it desperately.
Yeah, they gotta pad their pockets right now. Get a lot of get the frags here from the eco. They're gonna do a quick push up here. compLexity is, and actually good damage down on Mospec as he gets taken out.
Yeah, nothing just lights him up with the Glock, and they're still just pressing in. But AZK with the AK able to get a 3K there. 4 kills from him. He's looking for the ace, and he might just get it. Pulls out the USP, but nope. Hiko says, nah, not going to happen. And Adren will go ahead and clean it up, though. So still an eco win for Curse to be expected. But they still need a few more rounds to try to tie it up here. And like I said, compLexity's been looking dominant ever since round 1 of the first map. So Curse definitely has a tough task ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just kind of, you know, talking about it, though, if it speaks to anything about how, you know, things have been going Hiko's way, certainly is AZK on the ace there that round. Just couldn't find a gun that had bullets in it, a rifle that had bullets in it, so he has to pull out the USP. Ends up getting a quick little one-click onto him from Hiko. So things have just been falling Hiko's way, playing very well. Now Anger's up here, pushed on the apartments, smoked it off to go. Ooh, and he gets a good nade on him.
Yeah. So we're seeing a little bit of a difference here from Curse. They tried to actually get a little bit aggressive on the apartment's balcony, but Anger does just go ahead and fall off and give it up eventually. So compLexity's really stacked towards A. The bombs there as well. It looks like they're pretty much fully committed to hitting A at some point. AZK and Mospec still holding B, so no rotations really come from Curse yet. So compLexity does have a good chance on this take. We do see Swag getting that opening pick on the Skadoodle. We'll go ahead and see him start storming the site now. Adren, last man standing in the side, does pick off 1, but he needs to do some more damage here. Mospec on the rotation through Arch, able to pick up 1, but still a disadvantage here for Curse. 2 versus 3. We are seeing Mospec banking the peak here around Moto. Is able to dodge that grenade pretty much. We'll see if he can try to work the retake here. AZK actually does have an op, and he's working the retake with him. But Sean Garris inside the back of the site just comes around, gets 1 kill, and gets the second one too. So another multi-frag round there from Sean Garris, showing he's capable with the rifle and the op.
Yep, and compLexity there taking again one of those pages out of the VG playbook, getting that pick control. But by the time they got the pick control, they really didn't need to utilize it that much, as they had cleared out the site pretty handily, and they had Curse on the rotation that they just had to catch.
Right on. So it seemed like the Curse success once again short-lived, only lasting a couple of rounds before compLexity was able to fight back and grab one of their own. Still going to be an equal buy around this round, though. Sean Garris has picked up an op, so there is 1 snipe for the terrorist side, but everybody rifling over on Curse. As AZK will draw first blow at the pick there onto Swag at Banana. With that new silenced M4, but it looks like compLexity is kind of gearing up towards mid right now. 3 players at mid, while Hiko is just kind of controlling the first level of apartments. Looks like nothing is going to be setting up here for a smoke over towards the Arch side mid. And they do block off Arch side. They do start attacking into truck. Nothing going by himself. Trying to see what he can do. Simphis gets caught trying to support him in the back by Skadoodle, but nothing is actually still alive by the pillars. And Hiko almost made his way into pit, but Adren is going to catch him. Skadoodle is going to catch nothing. So finally, things clicking for Curse in that round. They had a really good hold at A, but they definitely need to keep it up.
Yeah, you know, compLexity there just tried to do that mid take and actually a mid apartment split, I believe it was, and Curse just held the ground really well. Skadoodle doing a really good job from that Arch side mid, fighting through the flashes and smokes to go ahead and throw one of his own and push up and get the 1 frag that really caught him off guard. They didn't expect that player to come through and get that frag, and so that's where it kind of slowed down their A take, got him stuck at truck side, as the rest of Curse was posted up very well on the balcony as well as up in the site.
Yeah, we do see Skadoodle actually shifting gears, and he's actually going to be Banana this time with the op. But earlier we were seeing AZK and Mospec play Banana, so Skadoodle's going to change things up and try to opt there and see if he can make something happen. As we do have an eco for compLexity this time around. We do see this with the Eagle. AZK and Adren able to pick up some early frags right there towards middle. Sean Garris able to grab 1, but Adren does make the trade. Simphus trying to step out here and see what he can do with the Deagle. He's poised up, but Adren will take him down with the M4. So an eco win does come to Curse. The score is 8-5. So the half is starting to close up and become a little bit close now.
Yeah, you know, and this is really not a bad half. It's turning out to not be a bad half for Curse. You know, even if they win one more or if they win out and make it an 8-7, like I said, this map has been a lot more balanced on Inferno. I generally tend to think it's a bit T-sided, so it's not surprising to see something like an 8-7, a 9-6, even a 10-5 half, as long as you have, you know, a pretty solid terrorist side and good understanding of the map. So at this point, it's really not a bad half for Curse. It looked really bad early, but at this point, it's shaping up to be okay.
Yeah. So both teams are going to be bought out this time around. compLexity running the 5 rifle setup. However, Curse does have that op on Skadoodle. And like I said, he's been playing Banana here lately, so they kind of changed things up. But actually, this round, AZK and Mossbeck will be there again like normal. Got a crossfire through CT spawn. Mossbeck and AZK both getting one so far. The smoke is up on Spools, which basically leaves AZK isolated, and they will go ahead and be able to grab that pick and take control of the site. Mossbeck still here at Garden, trying to see if he can step out and get a frag, but nothing's just going to shut him down. So it's now a 3 versus 3, compLexity turning nothing into something, excuse me, as they are actually able to get back in this round in a 3 versus 3. Bomb is yet to be planted, as very low HP on Spike. We did that. The bomb, he passes it over to nothing, excuse me, while he's just going to try to hold off Garden the best that he can. Bomb does actually get planned, so compLexity are already getting the money at least. But they do have a decent shot at still winning this round. But like I said, Curse does actually have a lot of HP, but it won't matter. Nothing popping off shots. Anger and Skadoodle get kills at the same time, so it's up to Hiko to clutch this 1 versus 2. And if you could ask for anybody, Hiko wouldn't be a bad choice to pull a clutch for your team. He already pulls off 1. Anger going to try to just diffuse inside the smoke that I think. Hiko edging around. Anger going to get killed by Hiko. Hiko is just doing work over there right now. Let's take a look at that scoreboard. There you can see it, 13-6. And last half, he had a pretty ridiculous ratio as well. So he's just doing all around really, really well this match. Skadoodle doing okay. Adren actually has stepped it up a little bit based on his earlier performance this event. But it's like the Curse players, they're not all clicking at the same time. Each player has like an individual great moment, but they can't match them up together.
Yeah, and it would have done loads for them to be able to win out and take all of that. The good feelings that they had about putting some rounds together and being able to win out would have been great for them. Instead here, if they were to drop this round as well, you have to wonder if that starts to creep back into their mind and said that, hey, we had something together, and then all of a sudden we lost again moving into the second half.
Yes, this round has quickly come down to a 3-on-3 after some pretty early picks. Still got over a minute left in the round, and not really sure where this one is headed. Right now the bomb is going to be on Sean Garrett. He's going to be kind of looking towards Banana. Simphus is going to be right behind him while Hiko is just kind of working the apartments by himself. Mossbeck is actually playing Banana alone. And compLexity has surely noted that Mossbeck's been having a rough time this event, so it looks like they're going to put their chances over there. This is Mossbeck's chance to try to make a stand and get some frags and maybe try to help Curse get back in this map and get back in this set, because this map, if they were to lose, would send them home with no ESWC qualification and a lot less prize money than they'd like to have. So Mossbeck does get spotted at the new box here from the opposite. Sean Garrett's shot was missed, but the nade is going to come in and do the work. As compLexity will go ahead and start planting that bomb inside the Banana site. Skadoodle and Adren are going to be on the rotation. Adren with pretty low HP though, just 20. He's going to be working his way through construction with the rifle, while Skadoodle does have the op still in CT spawn, smoked off at main, so he's really unable to be a factor at this point. And also Spools is smoked off, so Adren can't see anything either. So this is really tough here for Curse to try to retake in a situation where they're really just going in blind. Finally going to be able to see some stuff and start pressing in. But compLexity just has such great holding positions and crossfiring, and they know exactly when to peek and when to rely on their teammate. And so their experience just shows that they're 10-5 going into the second half, and it looks like almost nothing could stop compLexity because he's obviously on their team. You see what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did.
My puns are so bad. Everything I do is
my puns are awful.
my wordplay is just
yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we're moving into the second half. Obviously, a big lead here by compLexity. They've got to feel really good coming off that first map where they just dominated Kirsten. Here, they get 10 rounds on their T side. A very good half for them. Now, like I said, not out of the realm of possibility for Curse to be able to come back here. T-side is one of those things on this map that you can really get on a roll, especially if you happen to find and exploit a weakness that the other side may have. Not that there's been a whole lot of those for compLexity this LAN. They have not been very weak at anything, as we saw all of their players being positive in the KD rate department. So looking at that,
it's just so weird that this match's been so one-sided against Curse. I mean, last time around it went to a double overtime, which kind of showed that, you know, these two teams should be able to hang with each other and be fairly close on this particular map. I mean, it just happened a few hours ago. But something has definitely changed. I don't know if it was the loss to NIP that just kind of derailed Curse, or if compLexity just came in here motivated to prove themselves and prove that they certainly can beat Curse on LAN. We always knew they had the potential to beat Curse on LAN. They've had better LAN results. I mean, that's just the bottom line. But they did kind of let Inferno slip away after a couple of issues, and then they completely got waxed on Cash. But then we played us two, compLexity in control the whole entire time. And compLexity's been behind the driver's seat in this match pretty much the whole time, too. So it's up to Curse to try to get something good out of it.
Yes, sir. Well, it looks like we do have everyone done with their little break and back in the server. We're going live here. Last LO3 has been initiated. We've got the teams good to go, so we'll see what compLexity decides to do here, if they're going to do a basic split setup or if they're going to try to stack anything. Curse, also obviously on the terrorist side, they're going to be the ones trying to execute against compLexity.
Yeah, if Curse is able to get the pistol round, they do have a chance to get back in this game. But if they were to lose out and give compLexity a 13-5 lead, I just don't see it. So this round has a lot riding on it. They do have the Glocks, so hopefully they can put them to use here. They definitely want this round. I mean, obviously you want every round, but in this situation, this round is so crucial for them.
Yeah, as they work here, and we've got split ups across the map, and they actually get one over at Banana, so a good start for Curse.
Yeah, as equal picks so far. Mossbeck went down. AZK, though, able to pick up the next frag onto Sean Garrison, so now it's becoming a little bit less equal. Curse actually forces a rotation towards Banana from Swag, but the take is going to be at A. Hiko's going to be here by himself in the closet. Terrorists are going to be taking truck side mid. Hiko trying to span through the smoke a little bit, see if he can get some damage done, but it's not going to happen. He'll rotate around Moto. Bomb is going to be planted at the default box. He spotted a second one there as well, so he does have some decent information at this point. Anger is actually still inside the site. Nothing was able to pick up a frag on the Skadoodle, wrapping around the other side, so it's an even 3 versus 3. Curse cannot let this round slip from their hands. They must hold on, as Anger is able to pick up one there. Adren able to grab one as well. It's up to Swag, 1 versus 3. Spots one towards the graveyard doorway, and he will fall to Anger. So Curse does get that crucial pistol round to hopefully put them on track to maybe fight back in this map.
Yeah, that's the right way to start this half. Like I said, they did gain. They started to pick it up a little bit towards the end of that first half. They did lose the last 2 rounds there, but they had started to put something together, winning a few rounds. And now here they've won the first one. Hopefully they win the next one, and we'll see potentially a third one, depending on whether or not compLexity decides to buy third round. But if they're able to pick that up, moving to a 10-8 is a very good start for Team Curse to try to come back into this.
Yeah, compLexity is going to be on an eco. They are stacking arch side mid, 2 inside the closet. Sean Garrett's just playing the arch. Actually could work out pretty well if Curse tries to pursue arch side mid. Plus, compLexity already has a strong presence of players at A if it does become an A take. Looks like Adren and Mossbeck are trying to sniff things out over at Banana, though, see if they can get any type of pick. Hiko is going to be on the spools with the 5-7. He does get spotted. He pops off some shots. Anger is going to meet up with Curse. Looks like Curse is just going to go for a banana hit with these 3 players. Hiko trying to fall back into construction, but he does get caught. Curse realizes that B is open for business, and so Skadoodle will bring that bomb over there. Anger able to take out Swag. So it's just going to be Sean Garrett, Simphus, and nothing left. And they're not even really going to go for it. They're just going to hide over here in Graveyard while nothing just holds Library. So maybe just looking to get some guns down if Curse decides to press them. But no need to give up the P250s. You get the same amount of money no matter what as a CT. So you might as well hold to that P250, save a few $100s, and try to fight next round.
Right, and this way you don't risk, again, Counter-Strike's a game of numbers and money. And you don't want to give up any free kills to Curse for no reason, as nothing gets taken out there, as Curse is running away from the bomb, trying to hunt down these remaining CTs. But you don't want to give up the kill bonuses that compLexity is going to get getting these kills, and they actually give them up anyways. So That's what they were trying to avoid, but instead Curse comes and gets them, and now they have a few extra dollars in their pocket. As Curse wins that pistol round, we expect them to win one more. We look at compLexity. Yes, they are obviously going to save this final round as well, this final pistol round. So if Curse wins it, as we expect, they'll move to a 10-8 deficit, and we'll see if they can't pick up the first gun round after that.
Yep. As we are going to see compLexity on an eco, of course. Curse has went ahead and bought up ops, or excuse me, an op and AKs. So it looks like they are actually going to be trying to head towards banana yet again. This time a even bigger stack at arch side mid for compLexity. 3 didn't work, so let's try 4. I think they have 2, or excuse me, 1's in sight, 1 arch side, and 2's inside the closet. So just a big A stack here. Everyone from their team is there. Mossbeck and Adren are sniffing out B yet again. I'm sure once they notice that no one's there, the rest of Curse will follow them into that banana bomb site. Doodle just kind of posted up on me right now. AZK has went ahead and gotten a pick onto Hiko and Boiler. And so we do see Curse just trying out their luck here at the first level of mid so far, as Anger does actually pick up Swag as well. Meanwhile, Mossbeck has made it into B and pretty much cleared it out, but Curse pretty much has full control of the entire map at this point. Sean Gears and Simphis are just kind of stuck in library. Sean Gears will try to rotate around to Arch while Simphis is trying to do what he can with the Deagle. Sean Gears tried to boost on top of the archway, but gets caught there by AZK, and AZK will just continue to wrap around and get another kill. It's 3 for him that round, and now the score's 10-8. At this point, this match could really go either way. But compLexity looked really, really comfortable on their terror side, winning the half 10-5. So I don't know. Curse still has some work to do, but it was good that they were able to win those pistol rounds to get back into it.
Yep, and we look at these pistol rounds, the 2 stars of Curse so far. That's Lion Anger and AZK, 2 of the players playing very, very stellar, leading them in these pistol rounds. So we'll see if they continue that trend and go ahead and put Curse onto their back if they have to try to win these matches. And we actually got some pressure here from compLexity. They're going to flash down and try to put some more pressure on Banana.
They're being very aggressive, Banana, and Skadula is going to be able to pick one of them off there, taking out Hiko. So it is certainly going to put a little bit of pressure on compLexity now, losing a player that early. But they still have 4 up, so not too bad. Sean Gears will go ahead and equal it up there, getting a kill onto Skadoodle, so he evens up the damage that was dealt earlier. It looks like him and Nothing will be holding the B-bomb site, while Simphis and Swag will be towards A. Nothing getting a nade kill, throwing it through the back halls there into Banana. So a deep nade that does actually pan out. Looks like Curse will go ahead and be executing A. Simphis will definitely be in the area here inside the site with his M4. As Curse is actually moving around arch side mid, so they are either going to run into Swag or Nothing, or both of them in the crossfire here in just a moment as they're just edging their way around. AZK does spot Swag, but Swag is going to get the kill. Nothing getting one from Arch as well. Adren trying to make the trade, but Nothing just too strong. Great crossfire between Nothing and Swag, able to get the better of the trade and quickly put a halt to any type of momentum that Curse was trying to build in this map.
Yeah, you know, winning the first gun round is the key there for compLexity. Like we said, you know, Curse had found a way back into the match by winning those pistols and winning a lot of late rounds there in the first half. But with that pistol, or with that first gun round loss, now Curse having the money to buy up here, obviously, just based on how they won the pistol rounds, but they're going to have some money issues here in a round or 2 if they were to lose another one to compLexity.
Yeah, it's Curse definitely wants to try to get back into this, and a gun round would do it. If they were going to lose this round, they would possibly be forced to eco, so this is definitely going to be very important for them. As right now, it is a 5 versus 4. compLexity is going to be in the advantage right now, as Hiko has full control of Banana at this point, even pressing all the way down to logs and keeping T-stairs smoked off. Looks like Curse has just kind of held up in mid for now. It's Skadoodle, AZK, and Anger. Not really committed to anything just yet. They may try to go back Banana, but Hiko is going to be here trying to hold it. Sean Gears will be rotating over towards B in just a second here, while Nothing and Swag just hold arch side mid together. Simphis playing inside the A-bomb site. Looks like Adren is throwing some set mokes over towards arch side mid, but the push is going to be at Banana. Hiko is pretty aware of this, and he's going ahead and backing up into the site. Playing it safe here as he hears the rush coming. Hiko does such a great job holding Banana by himself on this map. We'll see if he can do it here. Going to be playing new box this time around. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is rotating through CT spawn. He's going to step out, but EZK going to make the first connection there. They will take the B-bomb site, but compLexity is on the move to try to retake, and they're shutting it down right now. Swag with 2, Simpus with 1. Adrian, the last man standing. He's able to get 1 in this 1 versus 4, but he has 3 more to contest him. He will not be able to even get the bomb planted in time, and Swag will finish it off. That was some huge shots by Swag there on the retake wraparound. And, man, it seemed like even when things are clicking for Curse, they're able to take a site. In the end, they still just can't finish, it seems like. They're really having a tough time.
Yep. And now, as we mentioned, they're going to have to save this round. They're going to have to eco. So we'll see what they try to do with that in mind. But obviously, compLexity doing a good job putting any stop to Curse's momentum by winning these last 2 rounds. And now having Curse be on an eco situation puts them in a very good spot, you know, to try to move this to just a 2-round, needing 2 rounds to tie and 3 to win, assuming they pick up this round, which is what we expect to happen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Curse is on a full eco, and the Glocks are powerful, but the rifles of compLexity here are way more powerful. So we'll just have to see what Curse tries to do with this eco. Looks like they're trying to just get control of apartments. Looks like it's just going to be like an A split, maybe just run straight into pit through balcony. That's exactly what's going to happen. 3 players will be rushing balcony here in a second, but some good counter smokes from compLexity are going to be in place to block off the push. Nothing in Swag, just chopping them down there with the M4. And I don't think Curse is going to get any type of headway in here. Skadoodle, though, that's actually get like kind of a surprise right there onto Swag, but that'll be about all he gets. Memphis will be able to collect it there. So it's now 13-8, and Curse is finding themselves in a situation where they're in dire straits.
Yeah, and I believe we will see the buy up here from Curse, even though Adren was still a little low on cash. He'll probably just buy up a Galil, maybe? No, he did have enough for an AK. I thought he was just a hair shy, but apparently I was mistaken. Actually, no, someone bought for him. So that someone buying up an AK for Adren, and now they're in a 5 AK setup.
Yeah, it is going to be a 5 rifle setup for both sides. As we do see once again some aggression coming from compLexity on Banana. It's going to be an equal trade yet again. So 4 versus 4 is where we're going to find ourselves at in this round. Pretty early, some smokes going up from both sides, really. It's kind of putting Banana at a stalemate. Nothing in Swag. It made a big rotation to Banana. Now they're all having to make their way back to A. And it looks like Swag and Nothing will make it just in time to play Art side, while Simpus just holds the site. Some good smokes at mid, kind of holding Curse off. As Curse actually is starting to fall back towards Banana, and Nothing is aware that that's a possibility, and so he's starting to rotate through CT spawn. Meanwhile, Simpus is working his way up to mid with Swag while keeping his eyes on balcony at the same time. But the take is certainly going to be here at Banana. Nothing and Sean Gares will certainly be the 2 players that will be key in this hold, as Nothing's making his way over to Spools while Sean Gares plays the dark corner. Let's focus on Nothing here. I think he's going to be the playmaker in this situation, as the smoke's actually going to land right on him, so he's going to come out and peek, doing lots of damage there. Going to get on top of the Spools, peek again. Not able to connect this time around, but maybe Sean Gares can get something done from New Box, and he will, in fact, do that. Gets 1, but Skadoodle does make the trade. Nothing going to try spamming here through this wall. Not going to hit anything, though. Memphis on the rotation of the site. 3 versus 2 favors Curse. They really could use this round. It would be crushing if they allow compLexity to come back and take this one, but that could happen as Nothing is edging his way around from Spools. 1 player very low inside the dark corner, 1 playing New Box, and 1 inside pool. Skadoodle is going to go ahead and get that 1 kill, so Nothing down to 1 versus 3. Just going to charge in, try to get something done, but Skadoodle does a nice job to hold it for Curse. And so Curse able to put up another round. It's now 13-9, starting to close the gap a bit. Still could go either way, but like I said, compLexity still looks pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Semphis doesn't yell when Curse wins around. It just seems really odd, but
well,
he's obviously very excited. He's out there, and they've got a good lead, and they're playing excellent Counter-Strike right now, so he has a reason to talk a little bit, and obviously spirits are high going up against Curse. But yeah, so Curse able to get that round though, and I'm trying to see, it is an eco here from compLexity, so we'll see how that plays into it. Curse obviously having all 5 guns on their back.
Yeah, As pretty much every round, Mossbeck and Dren try to work some type of banana control while the rest of the team just kind of works alt mid and apartments. Just kind of in a default, if you will, for that team. This time we actually are going to see compLexity being pretty aggressive in apartments, and Swag actually does get caught there by AZK as Anger and Mossbeck just continue to try to work their way up. Banana at this point, they're going to go ahead and smoke. CT spawn off and pour some flashes over there. Hiko and Simphis will be here, and Sean Gears is on the rotate. Meanwhile, Nothing is kind of soloing towards A. He just leaves AZK behind and tries to go Banana, but AZK does catch him, and Curse is taking Banana at this point. Hiko steps out, though, with the 252. Three huge frags coming in from compLexity since Sean Gears able to come in as well. It's now up to AZK with the AK right now coming up Banana. I just can't tell you how crucial those pistol rounds were for compLexity right there. Hiko and Sean Gears going off, and they both have AKs now too, so AZK is going to have a tough time here. He's going to throw a nice nade onto one of the players, takes Hiko down to 40 HP, trying to step around, makes the clutch, gets the headshot. Oh! It's a nice shot on the Hiko, and he steps up when he is needed, man. AZK, such a good player. That looked really bad for Curse. compLexity had some great pistol frags, made it very scary for Curse, and Curse, you know, looked like they were going to win the round, but I didn't think they were going to win it that way. So just great plays from both sides, but AZK's clutch capitalized around for Curse.
Yeah, as soon as I saw those pistol frags go up for compLexity, I was like, that has to be their round. I was like, they get those, and then all of a sudden they had the advantage in that site with the guns, and AZK just landing 2 huge shots, continuing his stellar land play.
By the way, ESEA is not liable for any damage I may cause to your ears when I scream during key plays like that. So, sorry for you. Especially since Holden had his fair share screaming right next to me, so they both just kind of came through. But it was a crazy play from both sides. Pretty rare you see 2 back-to-back really big key plays. So maybe that can be the fire that lights Curse up to try to come back here and press it to a map 3. As this is going to be another equal gun round, except for Anger, who is toting a Galil. So not quite fully bought out, but still pretty close. Everybody on compLexity having rifles as well, except for Sean Gears with the FAMAS. As Hiko and Sean Gears will be holding B. Looks like most of Curse is geared up towards Banana. In fact, 4 of them are there, while AZK just maybe kind of lurking and throwing a fake at A. Lots of smokes going up here. Hiko does a very good job holding B when he actually has a rifle and he's in position. So we'll see if he can do it yet again. As they are going to go ahead and rush up on him, but he's going to get blind. He's stuck behind the oranges. The Terrace will rush in, but he gets one. But that's going to be all. Mossbeck will be able to trade, but Sean Gears through the smoke, able to take Skadoodle down. And so it's a 2 versus 4 that favors compLexity. The rotation is coming from CT Spawn with Swag and Nothing. Dren going to go ahead and try to plant the bomb in the barbecue pit. He will get the plant. Sean Gears and Simphis will come through construction. The rest through CT main as trade happens. Mossbeck is going to be, Dren's going to be all alone right now, 1 versus 2, and Simphis will get the kill. Sean Gears, he'll stick to the fuse as well. Sean Gears picking up some guns there. And even though AZK had a huge clutch play last round, it doesn't shake compLexity at all. Play a very good hold on B, very good rotations coming in, and just all around, they're just showing why they're such a dominant team.
Yeah, and you've mentioned it a couple times, and we've seen frag clips from Hiko soloing that B, holding Banana, and really what it comes down to is he's super good with his counter flashes.
Yes.
It's one of the things that especially a lot of the North American teams are just now starting to pick up, that some of the European teams, they've been so good at counter flashes for so long. It's one of the biggest points that you make, and now you've got teams like compLexity, like Curse, that are very solid with the counter flashes, and I think we're seeing the North American side catch up on that just a little bit. That's been one of their weak points. I think now we're seeing it a lot more as we get more of these international events and some of those European styles come over.
Well, it's because flashes really don't work as pop flashes. You can't just throw a flash at somebody and set the blind like you couldn't Counter-Strike Source or something like that. Literally, the flashbang has to not bounce or travel any distance before it pops in someone's face, meaning that you need to arch it just perfect or bank it just perfect to where it literally blooms the moment that your opponent sees it, giving them, because basically you can turn 45 degrees and not get blind. I mean, you have to be pretty much looking straight at it. So the pop flashes are what's key. So many players just waste flashes by throwing them in a situation where it's definitely not going to work. But, you know, you see whenever they attack Banana, Hiko always pop slashes off the orange barrel. So that's why he does so well. But we are going to see Curse actually maybe just traveling up our side mid, already taking out 1. Simphis will try to rotate from sight and hold it back, but Mossbeck will pick up a headshot there. But Swag is still alive inside his side. He's gotten 1. He's gotten 2. but Skadoodle and Anger will fight back. So now Sean Garrett will be stuck in a 1 versus 3. Coming around, Pillar, he's going to catch Anger in a surprise frag. Bomb does get planted inside the site. He whips around, tries to get a kill, but AZK is going to get it instead. And so a round does happen for Curse. It's now 14-11. But the problem for Curse is that trading rounds aren't going to do them any good. They have to get a few rounds together to try to tie it back up at 14 and then work from there into maybe a win. So they still just have to keep it going. And Cole will be on an eco this round, so that'll help him out.
Right, yeah, I was just about to say they are going to force compLexity into an eco here, which is good for them, which actually means, you know, that they have a chance to pick up a couple rounds without having to trade back and forth, but still they can't win this one and then go on to lose the next one, obviously, and put compLexity into a game point. So they've got to win this one and drop as many of the compLexity players as soon as possible and move into grasp of that compLexity 14-round score and try to move and tie it up and have a chance to take this one.
Ooh, Mossbeck, nice shot there. If he can just keep that going, he might be able to turn his LAN around, as Curse could use him desperately in this situation as they still are down 3 rounds. But compLexity, of course, on an eco, making things a little bit easier for Curse. They've actually been able to take down 2 players and keep it even, and Swag actually has an AK. So this could be one of those interesting eco rounds we've seen this event, where somebody might be able to make something happen, and Sean Garrett actually gets some free damage on the Mossbeck there, takes him down to 36. And like I said, Swag does have an AK, and Nothing has one now too, so it's a 2 versus 2. Mossbeck at low HP, everyone has guns. This could, like I say, be a very interesting eco. Bomb actually has not been planted here. Oh, excuse me, yes, it has. Nothing. And company trying to go ahead and press in. Mossbeck, though, with the crossfire, able to get one. So Swag will be calling the trade. He gets a nice spam on the Mossbeck, but Adren able to hold it down from the new box and get that final frag. He now has Curse at 14-12. But the problem was, even though they won that round, it was an eco for compLex, and they almost won it. So they're never getting like these comfortable wins. It's always close wins for them.
Yeah, and that really hurts them in the money department. Yeah, you got the win, but now you've got to buy up all these guns again. And to the point where if they were to lose this one with compLexity buying up, they would be on eco again after that. So if they were to lose this one, they'd be on essentially a force buy or eco for the potential last round, the game point round for compLexity.
Yeah, so let's see if Curse can keep it up here. They still need 4 more rounds to win, but they need to get a couple of more to tie it up, and 3 to at least secure the overtime. Both teams are going to be fully rifled out right now, so we're going to have an equal round pretty much for both sides. Sean Garrett and Nico playing the B, Swag playing Moto, Simp is playing towards the Graveyard, while Nothing's playing the Cubby. Curse still unsure what they would like to do with this round, as they seem to be falling off of Banana this time. It looks like they may work some type of mid strategy, as Mossbeck has picked up the bomb. Skadoodle, Adren, AZK, everyone heading up to mid. We'll see if Nothing and Swag can hold off that arch side, or Swag may rotate inside the site to help a truck side push. Curse has done well to not really let it be known that they're definitely about to push, which is basically forcing Sean Garrett and Hiko to stay B. No one's going to be able to early rotate. Nothing does smell this fresh and just decides to smoke it and fall back into site. Doesn't want to be a part of the take. And this allows Sean Garrett some time to make the rotation to help out a little bit here, as we are seeing Curse split mid, 3 truck side, 2 arch sides. Who does get the pick on the Swag at Moto, but Simphis and Nothing just coming alive right now. Simphis from Graveyard able to pick up a couple, Nothing with 1, but Skadoodle was fighting back with the AKs, fought it back to a 2 versus 2. Sean Garrett's rotating around Moto right now. Hiko is going to be meeting up with him in just a second. Both terrorists are inside the site. Oh, that's going to be a devastating Molotov that lands inside the site. Going to force Curse to fall back a little bit and does some damage there. Sean Garrett's trying to get the shot here. Terrorists are going to be peeking, and they know that they're both in the site. Hiko's trying to find an angle as well. Hiko able to get one, a nice trade. Hiko needs to come in and get this second one. It's up to him to get Mossbeck, and he gets it. Nice headshot. He will get the defuse. Game point situation for compLexity now. And yes, he does get the defuse. A little bit close, but he got it. I want to note one thing that was really cool about that. We kind of watched from Sean Garrett's perspective until he died, and Hiko was right there in front of him. It was really cool to see that they were both strafing in front of each other, and yet they both had the discipline and the communication to not shoot each other in the back or something like that. And get all the kills.
You see that quite a bit, or you see these teams, especially casting the online playoffs for the main and the lower levels. You have that happen a lot. I mean, in this game, you end up getting into those sort of back and forth situations all the time, and you can just see the control that some of these invite players have to be able to, like you said, go back and forth and not dink the other guy in the back of the head. But we do have compLexity in a game point situation with Curse on a force buy. They got a couple Galils. They got Anger without a gun at all, and an op in Skadoodle's hand, though. So
Yeah,
a winnable round.
It's still a winnable round for them, especially since Skadoodle has been performing pretty well at this LAN. His op has been on point. I know a lot of people have kind of called Skadoodle out on occasion because, I mean, he had plus 130 frags online this season. He's always done really well, but he's kind of struggled at some events, but done well at some events too, so it's kind of a weird mixture. But Sean Gears will get that opening pick at Banana. He knows the rush is coming, and Hiko is going to be there to help out. Curse may elect to fall off at some point here. Not really sure. They're just kind of waiting this smoke out. Anger is kind of cheating his way towards mid. He does have a Galil on hand now that he picked up from Mossbeck. As Sean Garrison, Hiko not rotating, still standing strong here. Smoke coming up. Flash is coming as well. Great hold so far. Hiko's going to be in position to get a good spray down. Going to go ahead and hold down the mouse one. Not getting the frag just yet, but he does the good crossfire with Sean Garrison. They're just all lighting it up right now. Skadoodle, the last man standing. Can he clutch? No, he can't. compLexity gets the ESWC slot, secures at least second place, and will go on to have their first chance as a team and under the compLexity banner against the top team in the world, which is going to be NIP, and that will be tomorrow morning. Of course, that's going to pretty much do it for tonight as far as matches go, but I think we should have a post-game interview with one of the compLexity players in just a moment, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. So we will cut to a break really, really quick, but when we come back, we are, in fact, going to have an interview with one of the players from compLexity. So if you'll just stay tuned, we'll be right back with that.
already begins.
All right, so we are here at the side desk with players from Curse. This is AZK and Anger. I had to look and see who was who. You guys obviously came up a little short-handed. I guess the mic was not turned on. My bad. I have no way of knowing that. So, sorry. AZK and Anger here at the side desk took third place, $4,000. Not quite the final. Are we good? Not quite the finish you were hoping for, but still not a bad placing. What do you guys think happened against compLexity here in that last round? I mean, you guys definitely looked like you were struggling a lot, and it wasn't what I expected after you guys played pretty well against NIP on their first map.
Yeah.
Well, first map, we were not hitting our shots at all. I think we were all like mentally out of it for some reason after getting down like, I don't know, we had a really bad start, just weren't able to hit anything. Second map, we were more into it, but we lost some crucial rounds. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
So you think it was mainly like a momentum thing? You just couldn't get any forward momentum going? I mean, it was a pretty bad beating, unfortunately. It wasn't what I expected at all. So you mostly it was a momentum thing. It wasn't, I mean, you guys' head, you were in the game, you just couldn't get the momentum?
We didn't win on the first map. We lost pistol round, so it just went downhill pretty quick.
Again, I don't want to call anybody out, but there was a player on the team who performed very, unfortunately, poorly in this set, and he played a great land up to this point. What do you guys think was going on with the Dren?
I don't know. I just wasn't hitting shots.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was maybe mentally out of it from
the
being so strong than getting crushed on the last map.
Yeah. Well, so overall, though, I mean, a good land performance. You guys had some, I know, Todd, you had a great land. Stats-wise, you were looking quite good. AZK, you had some really crucial clutch rounds. I mean, that clutch round with the AK at the end there, I mean, you guys were really hanging on, and everybody was rooting for you guys to take it to overtime or even win that Inferno map. A lot of people talking about Inferno being one of your better maps. What do you guys think went wrong against compLexity? Do you think that they just kind of figured out what makes you guys so strong on Inferno and figured out how to counter it?
They kind of figured out our porch hold, and like when we'd peek out, they were just crouch posted ready for us in mid. It just sucked because whenever I would die like boiler peeking mid, like there wouldn't be a trade because there would be a smoke and everything. And it just kind of fell apart. And with their they had like a 4 apartments hit. I thought we for sure were gonna win that round because me and Eric held it off. Then it just fell apart late game after they're out in the site and stuff.
All right, so now that you guys have played compLexity twice today, and you know, you guys handled them pretty readily in the first set. What do you think their chances are going up against Ninja's Pajamas? Is you guys have played them now as well, and you guys know both the teams competing in the finals.
Well, they haven't really played against them yet. I mean, they played against us and got a feel for how we play. Anything's possible because they're completely random. So
I think it depends on the map.
Yeah.
The thing that NIP has over us is that they have many good teams to practice against. And I know for a fact us and compLexity, we had to resort to scrimming a lot of main teams. A lot of main teams before
Thanks to Momentous for that.
A lot of invite teams didn't want to play us. And
it seems like that happens a lot leading up to LAN. We talk about this. It feels like we have that conversation every LAN that the invite teams don't want to play. Is that because you guys don't want to reveal it? I mean, it's obviously not you guys necessarily, but I know you guys used to play on Dynamic.
Yeah.
Todd, you played on it previously, and you guys had that same mentality. We don't want to scrim other invite teams leading up to the LAN because maybe you don't want to give away anything.
I don't know. It just felt like they're kind of doing it to just like pick at us. Like it's really annoying.
Yeah, because you guys definitely put in the time. I mean, I see you guys streaming all the time, and it's not like it's a lack of play time, but you think it's a lack of the quality of play time?
Yeah,
pretty much.
For sure, but not only that, too.
Yeah, we just did the best we could with what was given to us.
Absolutely. Well, you guys performed quite well. I mean, overall, I think it was a good LAN performance, maybe not what you'd hope for. What's the next step for you guys as Curse as an organization?
Build and improve and take it from there.
Absolutely. Well, you guys did great. Thanks much for the time, and we'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. You guys gonna be hanging around?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, maybe we'll get you guys in for some
mayhaps.
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 Yeah. All right. We're gonna cut it back over to the desk where Dustin has Sean Garris for an interview, and then we will be signing out for the night. So thanks much, AZK and Anger. Almost called you a Dren.
Yeah, I knew it.
And welcome back over here. This is Dustin Nuts from Brett, and I got Sean Garris with you from compLexity after their big win over Curse. So first off, I guess the obvious question would be the direct comparison. So you played Dust 2, the first map, map that you lost to them on online, and also a map they did pretty well against NIP on. You were standing next to me watching it. What were you thinking going into that match?
It's funny because we actually chose CT first. We were actually the ones that chose CT first, and a
Okay.
lot of people think it's heavily T-sided map. We thought we can get some momentum rolling, very similar to what actually happened. Winning the third round, they had a bye on third round where Scott had an op. He picked Brax mid. I think that heavily affected their money throughout the half. I believe it may have been like 7-0. They won a round, we won the next round kind of thing. And when that starts happening in CS, I mean, the ball just starts snowballing. There was just a snowball that was just going down a hill on them. I felt bad for them because I know they're a great team. I really do. And the score doesn't reflect how close we probably really are.
Yeah. I mean, did you expect it to be that much of a landslide victory in the first map, or were you expected to be a bit closer?
I definitely didn't expect it to be like that. After the first BO3, we truly felt that our real maps were probably better, if not the same as theirs. Obviously, it was a really ballsy decision of us to leave Cash in the first BO3. We saw some of their scrim stats, and basically we saw that they lost on Cash. So we took a gamble hoping that they would eliminate Cash, and it didn't really work out for us. They kept it in.
Right. So then the next would be Inferno. Now, that was a map that you had played on them just a few hours earlier where it went into double overtime and there was all kind of crazy issues and stuff like that. We won't harp too much on it, but, you know, to come in and play them again on the same map, what kind of mindset do you have when you kind of already read each other already once?
Well, from that first match, we knew that they really had no success going A. Brax, Jordan, and Corey all did a fantastic job holding down A. Hiko and myself, I believe, had a few retakes too in there. So we knew that probably in the second match, they weren't going to use A at all, and they were probably going to continue with going B on me and Hiko. We did a little bit better of a job holding it, but we also had a lot more flexibility with the rounds we won T-side.
Right. So my next question would be, is your next opponent is NIP. That's going to be the grand final tomorrow. You've already secured yourself in the SWC slot in Paris, which I'm sure you're going to accept and attend. How many of y'all have played NIP already at some point in time? I think Hiko played them at grand finals last LAN.
We played them at ESWC, actually. It was actually a close match, and this was probably before. I mean, they had already won a few tournaments, but they were nowhere near what they are now as in regards to their strats and the way they dominated teams. And we held our own. I believe it was like a 16-10 match. We may have lost both pistols and an eco or something like that, but that was with Dazed and Trey on the team. Very different lineup.
So this is going to be your first time playing against NIP under the compLexity banner, the first time playing against them as a unit, as a 5. What are your expectations going in this match? Obviously, you want to win, you expect to win, and you have that potential, but what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
Honestly, it's going to be a great match. Both teams play really loose, I feel like. They really rely on their aim, which is very strange as to how dominant they've been over their CSGO careers thus far. But they're really an aim-based team, and it's going to be interesting to see how we can hang with them and also seeing how they've changed since the last time we've all played them.
Right on. So before we get done with the interview, I just want to know if you had any last comments or thoughts about tomorrow and your compLexity deal, or any shots or anything like that.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to tomorrow. We're all really probably drained right now. I think we played about 4 BO3s today, so we're probably gonna get some sleep and just head in tonight. But as far as sponsors go, definitely shout out to Creative, Sound Blaster, PNY, Newegg, Twitch, Origin, QPad, you know, the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely nice to see compLexity back in CS, and I guess it's only fitting that you would be the North American representative in the grand final. So definitely congratulations on what you've been able to accomplish so far, and good luck tomorrow. Now, we are about to sign out. Real quick, just want to let you guys know that the festivities will kick off tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. Central Time, so 10:45 Eastern Time in the States. And, of course, all that information is going to be posted on ESEA.net, as well as all the other social media outlets and stuff like that, Facebook, Twitter, and all that good stuff. Also, we do have Season 15 registration up right now for ESEA, so if you want to one day be like Sean and be at a grand final at ESEA LAN, then the place to start is by getting a team together, work your way up through the ranks, and try to get to the So just go to ESEA.net/lead to go ahead and register. Maybe also get that premium, getting some pugs, getting some scrims, and start trying to play some Counter-Strike so you can be like one of these guys one day. But without further ado, we are going to sign up for tonight. It was awesome getting the cast lower bracket final with Holden earlier. This is Dustin Nuts Moret. Sean Gares with me. We are signing out, but we will see you bright and early tomorrow morning, 9:45 a.m. Central, 10:45 a.m. Eastern. So have a good one.
See you tomorrow.